You know what helped me with that one? Batman Arkham Asylum?
Yeah, I couldn't get into Arkham Asylum.
Well, there's these mini games that the Riddler gives you. And
yeah, I liked those. That was the only thing I actually liked about
certain
it.
things form question marks, whether it be shadows or gaps
and
in
you have
trees.
to get them together. Yeah, I remember that.
And
I mean, I didn't complete it because I wasn't massive. I wasn't really into the game.
See,
I thought I'd like it because it was dark and pretty, but it wasn't dark and pretty enough to warrant all the extra shit.
I liked Arkham Asylum because I like the idea of being in an asylum, for starters. I don't like open world, so I don't want to be in a big city. And I like the fact that you're sneaking around, but then when combat happens, the area suddenly widens a bit. And there's still methods of sneaking. You can jump from statues.
I didn't mind Asylum as much, but I still wasn't into it.
You can still do that in Asylum, but it's a really big open world thing. And I'm like, there's freedom. Okay, cool, people like freedom, but I like a crafted experience. Do
you struggle with Fallout then?
I completed Fallout 3 purely because
back over at the top again. I think.
Oh, have you got to go on the opposite side?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got to go on the wooden platform on the opposite side of those
symbols.
symbols.
Over there.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Got to find your way up there.
Because I'm a massive fan of Fallout, even though it doesn't... I mean, it's not quite as enclosed, but I still quite like it. And usually I like a really, really aesthetically pleasing game that's very short and easy to play. That's all I really want from a game.
And Fallout can be that.
Yeah, it can be, and that's why I enjoyed it.
You can just do whatever you want.
However, I've still not played Fallout 4, and I have it. It's sitting on my shelf at home, and I'm just like, I could play it, but I don't
Did you
know
play
why.
New Vegas?
Yeah, I enjoyed New Vegas. I had New Vegas hallucinations when I was in labour. I was playing Fallout New Vegas when I went into labour, and they sent me home. I went into labour, and they were like, oh yeah, your waters are break, but you're not in like proper labour yet, so just go home, come back in 24 hours if nothing's happened. Right. So I went home and made myself a hot chocolate, set up a little camp on the sofa because I didn't want to sleep in the bed, so in case I had to like get up and go to the hospital super quick. So I was like, we'll just stay downstairs tonight. And I played New Vegas until I went into full labour, and then they gave me gas and air, and I was like I thought I was being funny, but no one else in the room knew that I'd been playing New Vegas except Ben, and Ben was sort of half asleep and didn't really... It was so disjointed, he didn't understand it. But Keely took some bobby pins out of my hair whilst I was in labour, and I was like, don't lose those. I'll need them in case of a nuclear apocalypse. And
Same thing happens with bottle caps.
What the fuck is wrong with you? And then I was like, I was playing Fallout New Vegas like 4 hours ago, leave me alone. And then later on, I made a reference about the casino being... about the hospital being a casino. Yeah. But because I was on gas and air, I thought that those things happened within minutes of each other. They were like an hour apart, and nobody got it. And then I hit on my midwife. It was great.
So,
Oh, you did hit on her?
I did hit on my midwife.
What did you say to her?
Something about her smelling nice, and then... because they did a changeover halfway through. So I had one midwife, and then that midwife went home, and then a different midwife came in, and she went, hello, I'm such and such, and I'm here to make sure that blah, blah, blah. Such and such has gone home, but I'm here to like guide you through it and all this and over. And I said something about her smelling nice. And then Keith was like, can't say that. And I was like, why not? She's an attractive young woman. I can say what I want.
It's 27. Well, it wasn't 2017
well, it was
then.
2013.
It's 21st century.
And then this woman looked at me, and looking back on it, she was probably going, oh, I've got to fucking deal with this until she pops it out. Great.
I bet she's had it all.
I said, you know what? I took her some flowers and a card after, or some chocolates and a card, and was like, sorry about my conduct. And she was like, you were great, don't worry about it. And also, I was quite lucky.
Sorry.
I was like, oh, I hope this isn't too loud. No, wait a minute. I hope it's really loud.
Oh.
What I was going to say as well is that when I went into labour and I chucked into the hospital, one of my friends from college's little sister was trained to be a midwife there, and actually gave Eve her first bath when she was born, and we had a nice little chat, and it was lovely. So she came in because apparently I was being very loud. I don't know why anyone would ever accuse me of that, because it's just total nonsense.
Obviously.
But she came in and she was like, are you okay? Whilst I was in labour, and I was like, apparently, well, I remember this, but Keely always laughs about it. She goes, you looked her dead in the face and you're like, yeah, I'm doing alright, it's just really nice to shout. I hope I'm not scaring the other mums, because it's probably not as bad as I'm making it sound, it's just really nice to shout. And then Harriet was like, okay, I'll see you in a bit, and disappeared, and then came back in after I'd had Eve and was like, are you alright now? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine.
See, I was the other way. I screamed twice and that was it.
Well, this was whilst I was on gas and air, and then they were like,
Oh,
you're
I
not
was on
allowed
gas
gas and
and
air
air.
anymore.
Oh, yeah.
They took it away from me. I only had it for about like an hour, and I was in labour for 66 hours. I was in labour for 3 days.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So they took gas and air off of me, and they were like, you can't have gas. They told Keely to tell me because they mentioned it.
I like that little
The little
sideways thing she does.
Thriller night. The rest of it. With the dance and such.
I was
Oh, did you see that shit?
What the fuck?
Did you see
go
that?
round it, go round it.
No, go
Instead
back
of
through
going
it,
through
look.
the arc.
Okay, the pathway opened.
We did it.
Yay! So apparently you've got to follow this path all the way through.
The funny thing is, I came down here before.
Yes, but I think there's something we didn't do.
I didn't do anything around here. I saw this guy here,
Yeah.
and then he turned into a scarecrow, and then I looked around a bit, and that was it. I
Right,
didn't
so-
actually do anything here.
Go back to
He's
this.
pointing somewhere.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh
he
yeah,
is.
shit. Go that way. Another archway. Go through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a pathway.
Whoa, this
Whoa.
is trippy.
This is crazy.
I'm fucking loving this.
Oh my god.
Oh.
That's probably a dead end. Go just straight forward. This is messing with my head.
I love it. It's great.
This is going to give me conditions. I'm going to go crazy. I'm wondering if there's like actually.
Ooh, it's getting fuzzy. Ooh, what's happening?
What,
Oh,
what,
nothing.
what,
I'm wondering if there's
what?
things to like collect or find.
I'm not sure, because she keeps looking sideways. Like, just then, she suddenly looked that way, and it forced the
Maybe.
camera that. But look, she's looking over there.
Oh yeah. Maybe certain things
I think that maybe.
trigger her like voices,
Maybe.
and she looks at them. I don't know.
No, I think that it's just another mechanism of like
Yeah. See, I found out.
having no control.
Remember?
It's like all these little holes and everything.
Yeah, I
as well.
kept
I keep
seeing
looking
that.
and I'm like, what is this?
Do
Keep
you remember,
thinking their eyes or something.
do you remember when we were playing Amnesia, and every now and then the camera would just turn in a direction I was not pressing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently,
That's what I'm
whenever
saying.
there's a little noise,
There's
your
a
character
noise.
automatically looks at it,
Oh,
as if
okay.
like, oh, what was
Yeah, okay, that's cool.
that? Behind.
What's this game called again?
Hellblade: Sesuna's Sacrifice. Are you like?
Are we
No,
we're
I'm
definitely
like
saying that
gonna-
right, aren't we?
Yeah.
Is it
okay.
Sesuna or
Is it
Seuna?
Sesuna?
Senua.
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 Sorry, everybody, we've been fucking that up.
I've been calling her Sesuna for
Okay, he's
ages.
alive, but then when you walk past this tree,
Yeah, he's dead.
he just suddenly went to a skeleton.
Is he alive again?
No, he's gone.
Right.
That's what happened before as well. Right, he's pointing that way.
The
this
voice
time.
even said, "Oh, you lost him again." I think he's the one that you're supposed
We're
to kill.
looking for him. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he is. She said his name earlier.
Oh,
Right, he's pointing through this one this time.
Oh no.
No,
I'm getting names
begins
mixed
with
up.
V.
Ah, okay. V. No, I completely forgot. Never mind.
We're gonna have so many people screaming at this video because we keep calling her Sesuna.
That's the other side of that door. You can open it now. Yay!
Shortcut back.
Progress.
Yay!
That's not your usual yes noise.
Yeah.
That's the one.
It's not. You know.
No,
I'm
people
doing,
don't think it's you unless you do that.
Yeah, yeah.
when
that's
they're
what
watching
it
at
is.
home.
I'm doing a RuPaul's Drag Race quiz tomorrow. I'm really
Is that
excited.
tomorrow?
Yeah, it's tomorrow. I'm super
I'm at
excited. It's
work.
like me.
It's really weird that there's a quiz based off one single show.
What?
Usually it's like a pop culture quiz, but no, this is a
No,
one specific
like-
show.
Nah, RuPaul's Drag Race has got a pretty good following now.
Oh, she doesn't like fire. You lost him again, you're stupid.
I'm kind of in my element because I've just read the wiki about this, and
Oh, there it is.
the plot is just described as the story is about I can't read what that word is. Picked.
Which one?
That one.
Picked.
Yeah,
Picked
picked.
Is it
based.
picked based?
Is a Pict based on Celtic mythology and Norse mythology, and I'm like, yeah.
That's so
I'm
close.
really intrigued as to what the voices are saying. I want to know. I want to know what they know that she doesn't know, and it's fucking with me, and I really want to play this game.
Wait,
It looked like it was
Did something
raining.
change?
there's stairs now.
Oh yeah.
No stairs.
Holy shit.
Stairs.
Go through
Go
it.
through.
So the
Go,
scene
go.
is the same, but
Oh.
there's stairs now.
Walking through archways just simply changes things.
Yeah.
Yes, this is so good. Yes.
I walked through so many arches at the beginning of this game,
Not
thinking,
realizing
the
what
fuck?
they were doing. Yeah.
You're having one of those moments of, have I been here? Under the doorway. That must be a quicker shortcut back.
What are they saying?
I don't know, but I imagine the important ones are the subtitles.
I know,
Yeah,
but
but it's
that's
stupid
not what I
cool.
want to know as well. Like I want to know all of it.
Sometimes the subtitles appear at the top, so you don't see
Yeah.
them straight away.
So you know it's in her head.
Yeah, because the subtitles that are at the bottom are in her head as well.
Yeah, they're
It's
all
just
in her head.
fitting them both in at the same
Oh,
time.
okay. See, the ones at the top are constantly...
Right, we're back here.
The ones at the top is like her beating herself
No,
up
there's
because she's
stairs.
constantly insulting herself.
Yeah.
She's like, you're stupid.
Same.
How could you miss that? Same. What do you mean same?
Finally.
That's it. You've done it.
Yes!
Oh, I feel so good. Finally. I feel like we've been here for a day.
Puzzle number 2.
Well then. I mean, they've got to flesh this game out somehow.
How quick is this game?
I've
what's the
heard it's
gameplay?
around about 6 hours.
Oh man, this is perfect for me. I love it.
Buy it.
Get it?
25. If only you bought it on the 10th of October.
I know.
If I'd have known, I'd have
just
told.
donate 25 quid to the charity.
But then you've got to buy it and then donate.
I donate to mental health charities anyway.
See, that's the thing. If I'd have known, I'd have told you.
Mind. I like Mind. Mind's a good
Yeah.
one. I donate to Mind.
See, I'm sharing this shit with my PlayStation friends and
Yeah.
computer game friends, and you're not in that WhatsApp group. This is the shit you would have been interested in knowing about.
Yeah, but I'm not interested
No,
in games.
can't go
No,
there.
no, obviously not in general.
Can't go through
Come
that
on,
door
Sigourney.
yet.
Where are we going?
Sigourney. Come on, Sigourney.
Woo.
Weave us a path through this.
Oh, amazing! I fucking love cheesy jokes. Did
Really?
you hear about some of the birthday cards I got? And my boss's boss, essentially like the owner of the business,
Whoa.
Things are trippy now. Carry on.
ooh, she kept saying to Lewis, like, I don't know what sort of card to get Tash. I don't know what she's into. I don't know what she likes.
What?
Yes, fuck
Oh.
her up.
You're on our side, you realise. We're rooting
Oh,
for Gina.
fuck him up. Sorry,
Oh.
fuck him up.
Unless that is her.
Yeah, who knows?
You might just be really flat-chested. Fuck
It doesn't
him.
matter. You can identify as.
Oh, this guy's not dying like as fast as the other ones. I think he's bigger.
He's a big boss.
Oh dear. Oh.
He's harder to block as well.
Oh, you got him. Oh dear.
No,
Oh
you
dear.
didn't get him.
Do you at least recover a little bit between each battle?
I don't know.
It kind of looks like.
seem
it,
to
'cause
be
you got
recovering
hits
a bit.
before.
Oh, you've got him cornered now, bitch.
Oh, he's
Suck
gonna be
dick.
behind you. I
Oh.
thought he was going to go. He is.
Oh, there's 2 of them now. Oh god. This isn't fair. There's 3. What's going on?
You can do it. I believe in you.
Smack him. Oh, you got them both. Oh my god. Oh
Oh
my
my god, this is so tense.
Fuck!
Even your voice was like, watch out behind you. It's like you're helping yourself now. Well done.
I
Victory.
read a really
Woo!
interesting article today about a woman who had voices in her head, and the voices. One of the many things that the voices was telling. I have no evidence to back this up, by the way. It was on Facebook, so I don't know if it's
Oh,
real.
right,
I don't.
okay.
I'm taking it with a pinch of salt, but I thought it was
It's either an
very
interesting fact or an interesting story.
Yeah, it's probably a story, but she was saying the article was that this woman had voices in her head, and a lot of what it was saying was incomprehensible. Some of it wasn't nice, but
Right.
one of the most prominent things that kept repeating from when she could hear them to when she couldn't hear them was telling her to go to the doctors. You need to go to the doctors. You need to go to the doctors.
I've got an idea where this is going.
She goes to the doctors. She gets a scan, and she's got cancer, and they remove the cancer,
Shit.
and the voices go after. And I was like, that's really cool.
That's weird, though.
The weird thing was that, like, when she went into the doctors and she was going in for her operation, she said that the last thing that she heard the voices saying was like, "We're glad we helped you." And it's probably bollocks. It doesn't sound like something.
It's possible.
It sounds like an episode of Scrubs. That's what it sounds like.
It sounds like an episode of House.
Yeah, something like that.
It's almost like maybe she thought it was actually happening, but it was in her head.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't know how people perceive these things, but I enjoyed it. And also, on the subject of House, I cannot believe it took me until my fucking being in my late 25s.
Late 25s.
Late 25s to realise that House was a very good sort of, not parody, but version of Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
I didn't realise this
What
until
if-
I watched a video on how shit Sherlock Holmes is, as in like
what
Sherlock
if
is.
Sherlock was a doctor, basically.
Yeah, basically, and he's called House
Yeah.
Holmes.
Oh, I didn't even
House
put that
Holmes.
together. Oh my god.
It stressed me out so much that I never realised this. I was watching a video on YouTube about why Sherlock is bad.
Do you mean the character or the show?
The show Sherlock, Stephen Moffat Sherlock,
Okay.
which I am fully in agreement with. I liked the first series, and then they kept building shit up and building shit up and building shit up, and it made all of the series was bad. When you got the overview and when you'd watch them all together, you were like, the first series was actually not really that good. but it built you up to something that you never got the payoff for, so it made them all kind of bad.
Oh no, there's loads of symbols now. See, I thought you loved all of Sherlock, because when you were watching it, you were like, this is amazing.
No, I liked the first series. I got very disheartened in the second series and haven't watched anything past the second series.
We need to get up there. That dickhead.
I think that thing moved though, didn't it?
Yeah,
It
that's the guy we need to kill.
Every time we get close
There's
to him...
two of them.
There's too many of them, she said.
Oh.
Every time we... I think she means the symbols.
Oh.
Every time we get close to this, like, big bad guy, you have to walk past, like, a tree. And as the camera goes from one side of the tree, he's a skeleton. You can't fight him.
Oh.
It
So
happens
we need
every
to find
time.
the real one.
Yeah, but every time you get to him, there's an archway.
shit.
That'll be your shortcut back later on.
Yeah.
So we need to find a different way.
You need to find a way all the way around it, which I bet involves going through an archway or two.
Yeah, probably.
And I bet it's somewhere you've not been. I don't know. You were talking about your birthday cards.
I was.
What cheesy
I was
jokes?
also talking about how shit Sherlock was.
Which one do you want to do first, Tash?
I don't know.
All of your thoughts.
Sherlock was a cheesy joke in itself, really, wasn't it? Just a
I
bad
liked
joke.
it.
I'm going to send you a link to this video that I watched. I can't remember who did it on YouTube, but Lewis sent it to me. And after watching it, it summed up perfectly how I felt about Sherlock. I couldn't properly word why I didn't like it anymore and why I realised that the first series actually wasn't as good as I thought it was when it came out.
Okay.
And it basically, and he also does a lot of Moffat bashing, which is great for me because he also delves
I'm
into
not a huge
a
fan
bit of
of
Jekyll
Moffat.
and about why Jekyll didn't give the payoff that you're expecting.
Yeah.
And it did a lot about Doctor Who and why Doctor. It's just essentially it's a Moffat bashing video, which is great for me.
I fell out with Doctor Who.
Don't even fucking get me started because people keep going, oh, why haven't you watched it? Because they've changed the companions and this, that, and the other. And it's like, I watched a fucking episode. And I would like to say that I fucking love Peter Capaldi.
Yeah.
Every single thing that he's been in, I've been like, yes, Queen, I love it. It's been amazing. I can't praise Peter Capaldi enough. He's a really, really good actor. And I was so looking forward to seeing him Doctor Who. I watched like the first, maybe, I can't remember if it was the first series or the first 1 and 2 series that he was in. And then I saw Peter Capaldi on a tank playing an electric guitar with sunglasses on and was like, I'm out! I'm done with this shit! I ain't watching this bullshit anymore! And I literally haven't watched an episode
What
since.
made it worse is those sunglasses with the new sonic screwdriver.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
You're dead to me.
Yeah.
Don't
Like,
talk to me.
He would look at something and sort of like tap it and it would go...
I want to tell everybody
was
right
a
now as well.
screwdriver.
Do you know Nathan already know this, but I have a Doctor Who tattoo. That's how into it was my life. Like I've had it covered since because it wasn't a very good one.
About to say, I don't
Like
know
my-
this tattoo.
No. It was one of my first tattoos, and it wasn't a very good one. And I'm definitely getting another one redone. So at the minute, it's the patch that I've got on my wrist now, but it was a Doctor Who tattoo underneath it.
Okay.
It was my first tattoo. I was very, very proud of myself. And then now I understand more about tattoo culture and what makes tattoo good. I'm like, that was garbage. I'm gonna get it covered and get a different Doctor Who tattoo. And it will not be Sonic fucking sunglasses.